welcome to County Fair on Waycross Community Media. Today in our studio, we have with us Michael Patton, who is the Director of the Hamilton County Jobs and Family Services. But we also have from Greater Cincinnati Waterworks, Tiffany Hardy from their Marketing Communications Department, and Tony Searles from the Commercial Services Department. Thank you so much. One reason you're here, or the reason we're here, is that we want to talk about the different ways people are needing help right now. So Tiffany, start us out with why we're talking about that.
Yeah, we're really here because we've seen a lot of need in the community. Over the time of the pandemic and even before, we know that our residents or customers are just having some difficulty. Even folks that never had any difficulties or hardships prior to the pandemic are having terrible times paying their rents, utility payments, Duke energy bills, water bills. And so we've worked and we've collaborated with the county on some ways to get assistance directly to the folks that need it the most.
That's really important because you're here from Waterworks, but that's affected every utility that people have. And like you said, thanks to the pandemic and things closing down that normally never close down, there's people that need help that have never needed help before, which also means they don't really know where to look for help.
Yeah. And we've seen, folks who are renters, folks who are landlords, folks who are homeowners, and, thanks to the federal government and county services and the city, there's help for everyone, like whether they're tenants or residents or homeowners themselves.
And that's key because, and that's why you're here, Michael, because I know I've talked to the commissioners and they say, look, we have money available. We're trying to connect it to the people that need help for utilities, for rent, for food support, and all of these different things. And that's the biggest challenge is how do you find these people? So you have a project to help them find those sources. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, sure. At the county, we've been doing 513 relief since last year. It's been a really good opportunity for us to take advantage of our resources and get out into the community where people live to make it easy for them to access the funds that are available to them to help them with their rent, their utilities, and to help them really move to the next stage that they want to get to. So we have an event coming up on June 25th. I'm really happy to report a Relief-A-Thon at Woodlawn Community Center from 9 to 3. And this is sort of another event that we want to make sure the public is aware of and can come out, get support under one roof. So we want to have our folks there to process applications for emergency rent and utility assistance, and also Waterworks partners and Duke Energy partners under one roof to really streamline that process so that all of our tenants and landlords, people who really need support, homeowners, can do it under one roof, and we can streamline that process as much as possible.
This is, I want to take a minute to just highlight that because this Relief-A-Thon isn't a place where you're going to get a flyer where you have to go home and find out how you find that person's office. I have to drive to 47 different places to submit applications. You will have the people right there on site processing the requests.
That's right. We're going to process applications. I do want to encourage folks, it is an online process. So if at all possible, if you can apply online prior to coming, that's fine. But if you don't, we can certainly support you at the event as well. But it is an online process. But our goal really is to make sure that we process the application through completion, through approval, get the information we need from our partners in the facility at the time. So past due gas and electric bills, past due water, utility bills. We have access to that information all in one location. And we will have what we need to really process that application through approval for clients that are eligible to get the benefit.
And to get to talk to a real live person.
Absolutely.
Especially if it's a process you haven't gone through before. Sometimes you really need to talk to a real live person.
Yes, you do.
What do they need to bring with them to be
Really, they need to bring an ID. The good news is about this particular process is that because we have our vendors there, our providers there, we're hopeful that they will have the information that we need available on the spot. So we're really trying to limit the kinds of paper that people need to bring and carry with them. So bring an ID, and we'll try to help you as much as possible with your rent and utility assistance based on the information we have available from our utility providers.
And I will add, just because he wasn't able to come today, but Duke Energy will be there.
Yes, absolutely.
And I know that the one thing that he mentioned was just bring your latest energy bill.
Yep.
And you'll have all the information on there that we need to get. So if you're coming to work with Duke, just bring your latest energy bill. Of course, bring your ID.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It sounds like you'll have, Tony, from the Waterworks perspective, how does that work?
So you just need to know your account address, your property address. and then we'll be able to locate your account and pull up all your information with your phone number. So that's all you really need to know. We don't require you to bring any documentation. And so we're excited to be at this event. We'll have a group of reps that our customers have probably spoken with before. We'll be there in person to help facilitate this with Jobs and Family Services and provide that information on the spot. And not only will we be there to help, but we'll be able to put holds on the account so customers aren't eligible for shutoff at that point because they've received those pledges. We've received those pledges and those funds from Jobs and Family Services.
I think that's the key, is that this whole process with lots of steps and lots of different organizations all coming together to help is really about not getting stuff turned off. Being able to continue what your family needs to be safe in the home, whatever that is, whether that's water, whether that's heat, whether that's electricity, whether that's rent, all of these things that you need to keep your family in place and in your home and safe. And just come start the process. Even if you're not sure what the process is, I love that there will be people there. Just come, bring those things.
Yeah, and the funding is available. So we are, in a position where we have the funds to support our community, and we want to do that in the most efficient way possible. So we believe that this kind of event is the kind of event that helps us do that, to touch a lot of people at once that really need support and need help. And we want to do it in the most efficient way possible. And so that's why we're really proud to have this event on June 25th.
And we do know that a lot of times when people feel like they're in a hole, they feel hopeless. And so this is just giving our community hope. Don't ignore the calls. Don't ignore the bills that are coming. 'Cause sometimes it just gets hard. But this is an opportunity with all of our partners right there on site. Just come out, get help. Just take that step, apply, do the application, the online application to get started. And so we just want people to not feel hopeless, but there is hope. There are monies available.
That is a really good point, that some of the people that are listening to this have just stopped thinking about it because it's too stressful. And how do I know there might be help somewhere, but how do I get to it? And so this Relief-A-Thon date, you have a specific date, a specific location. So that gives you just one action, just go. And then there'll be people in front of you that you can take the next steps with, which I love that. Now, you mentioned starting the process on the website and making it efficient to just connect to all of the different county sources of help. I hate to say it, but I think we forget about county government. I think we think about our local town government because that's our sidewalks, and we think about state government because they keep sticking it on the news in front of us, right? But the county government is where there are so many programs and sources of helps, and it's Jobs and Family Services. That's your county.
Absolutely. Yeah, we cover the gamut. So Jobs and Family Services covers public assistance, TANF payments. We do SNAP benefits. We handle all of our Medicaid applications in the county as well, not to mention our child welfare system, 2-for-1 Kids, Adult Protective Services. So there are so many programs and so many families that we touch in Hamilton County, really. And this 513 Relief, the event is specific for rent and utilities, but we have programming throughout the summer and into the fall where we will be in the community also offering access to all of the services that we provide for members of our community who really need support and assistance in that manner.
And so let's mention that website again.
Yeah.
513relief.org.
Yeah, if you have questions, you want more information about where we will be as it relates to Relief-A-Thon or other times during the summer or into the fall as well, you can go to 513relief.org and get all the information you need to get access to the services that we have to offer.
This one's focusing on rent and utilities.
Yes.
The fact that there's more than that. If you're watching and you're thinking that's not what I need, well, go to the website anyway. Because there's something and there's a connection there that can help you.
Absolutely.
And I know
there's also special programming for seniors. So
Yes.
the Senior Utility Assistance Program, and so
Through Council on Aging.
Through Counseling on Aging. So it's really a great partnership with Council on Aging, the city, the county, and we just want to have our residents take advantage of all the monies that are available.
That's a good point, because Tony, I know you've talked to me about this before. Some folks think they're not eligible for assistance because they just make an assumption based on, like, you know, what income they have and things like that. But there are different categories that folks can apply for assistance under. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so you are correct. There are different funds specifically for Jobs and Family Services. I think and Michael can correct me on this, but the main point is if you've experienced any type of income loss because of the pandemic, you need to apply.
Absolutely.
And so we would encourage all of our customers to do that, and all of the Duke customers, everybody in the county that has a Duke or GCWW bill, to apply if you've experienced any type of income loss. And I think that many folks think that I wasn't directly affected by the pandemic, but you likely were, just because of just the overwhelming nature of the pandemic and the economic situation that came after the fact. And so we would definitely encourage our customers to go ahead and fill out the application, and if they've experienced any type of income loss because of the pandemic. But there are other funds available too, specifically for GCWW. I've encouraged our customers to visit assistance.mygcww.org to look at some other options as well. And then we have our Promise Pay portal where they can sign up for a payment plan. And we're pointing all of our customers, go sign up for a payment plan, get out of the burden of a bad standing on your account, and then go to Jobs and Family Services and ask them for help so we can, merge everything together and get them a fresh start, a reset, if you will.
That's great, because that's really highlights how you're working together on this. Go to your site first, click on the payment plan. That gets the hold on your account. That means you know that something is being worked on for that account. And then they can call Jobs and Family Services and say, or go to Relief-A-Thon.
Absolutely. Go to Relief-A-Thon, go to 513relief.org, make an application online, get that process started.
So is there anything else we want to make sure folks know about Relief-A-Thon or any part of this process?
No, I just think it's a really good opportunity for us to get out in the community. I want to reiterate the fact that June 25th, 9 to 3 o'clock, Woodlawn Community Center, we'll all be there working together as partners to support our community. And we want to encourage people who are in a situation that have been affected by the pandemic. Their income has been affected by the pandemic, and they may be having difficulty with their utility bill or their rent, to come out and see us and see us on that day to get some support.
Well, I really appreciate.
And I would just like to add one thing. A lot of the assistance will go back to March of 2020 and 3 months forward. So there's also rental assistance, mortgage assistance, utility payment assistance. So, folks, we just want folks to come out to the Relief-A-Thon. Yeah. And if they need assistance applying online, our United Way partners will be available to help them to actually apply online.
That is a good point, because sometimes we think, well, it's too late. We missed the window.
Right.
But some of this goes back and takes that into account. And the relief is there. If you're not sure what you need, just go and talk to real people. That's my favorite part, is that you're going to be there in person, and you're not just going to say, here's a flyer. You're going to say, all right, let's talk about the programs and how can we actually do it.
Absolutely. I
love that. That's my favorite part. Well, thank you so much for coming into the studio. I know there's a lot more details, so I want folks to go to the websites. I want them to go to your Waterworks websites to look at those programs that you mentioned, and I want them to definitely go to 513relief.org.
Correct.
And all those details will be there for for all the different programs.
Absolutely.
And thank you for watching County Fair. That means you're staying informed on what's happening in Hamilton County, and we'll see you next time.